Tropical storm Lala exits Hawaii. Let's talk about it. As you can see, this imagery pretty well defined here. It is good morning to you guys over here in Hawaii. After overnight getting banged quite hard with Lala, a lot of you are still feeling impacts. But Big Island, it is moving away from you now. Also another thing, I'm sorry I didn't upload yesterday. That's all I'm saying. Over here to the east is remnants of Hernan. That's no threat to land. Let's look at the previous satellite imagery on this storm. As you can see, it approaches, it's looking quite well defined, and then a good burst of convection as it gets really close, bringing the heaviest of the impacts on the eastern side and the northern side like we thought would happen. And then it has since passed, paralleling all the islands. Luckily, this storm has been moving faster since it has turned its way to the north. It's actually really sped up since then. It was moving really slow here. So the impacts to you guys won't be as bad. So as this storm moves away, there's not expected to be land impact with this storm, and it'll eventually curve to the north with no issue. We do expect another storm to head just to the south of Hawaii. There should be no impact with that one. We also have a couple areas that we're going to watch in the eastern Pacific. This is the specific one I want to highlight. By next Sunday, this one should be a hurricane. And this particular model does bring it rather close to Baja California, and another one behind it forming up with this model. Our official NHC Tropical Outlook shows no activity in the Atlantic. Our Pacific in general, we're still tracking Lala, of course. That'll be expected to re-strengthen as it heads well beyond the Hawaiian Islands. And then we have a 50% chance in the next 7 days with this one, and this one is also the same thing. Both of them, though, are not supposed to develop in the next 2 days. So what signals do we have with these storms? First of all, Lala is likely to weaken a little bit more, and then it will probably re-strengthen, maybe rapidly. We might see up to a Cat 3, maybe Cat 4 with this re-strengthening. And then it is expected to turn to the north. I honestly don't think this one will be moving into the West Pac. But the West Pac has their own issues, as we do have a couple weak signals just to the east of Taiwan, and another one in the South China Sea that we're still tracking. I think China would be the biggest impact with these. But we do have a main area beyond that. Moving into the middle of next week to the later of next week, we could be watching yet another area to the southeast of the Northern Mariana Islands, which would mean Guam, Rota, Tini, and Saipan are all under the gun again for maybe a storm. I guess there might be some good news that it might go to the north. So that's what would be what we'd hope. But it is looking a little more concerning than what I was looking at yesterday. And I think that's going to be our next big storm to track on this channel. Moving on, as you can see, if we go all the way out in the Atlantic, there's actually a couple decent signals way out there. A couple of them coming off the coast. There's a couple of them from tropical waves. It is closer to peak season, so at this point, I wouldn't be surprised that we're watching something in the Atlantic, but by next Sunday, there's probably not going to be any named storms. So we're at least going to be working a week out. Also checking in over in the Pacific, we have the small signal to the south of Hawaii, most of them keeping it weak. We also have a huge signal off the coast of Mexico, and right now I'm not seeing any signals that this one would actually turn like way toward land. There are a couple that do bring some moisture into the US, but most of them don't. And even beyond that, there's another signal. So yeah, right now we might be in kind of a lull after this storm, but it is still very active and we have a lot of signals out there. as we are getting closer to the peak of all the seasons. And we're already in peak Pacific season. The Atlantic peak is in just about 2 weeks. So that is all I have for you today, and I will see you probably tomorrow.